Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show.
Cup of Joe Wrestling Show
With Joey Harris. A podcast for the wrestling fan on the go. So take your favorite beverage of choice and join Joey as he takes a look at some of the biggest shows on the WWE Network.
Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Joey Harris, and we are broadcasting from makeshift studios in the shadow of South Central Virginia. Follow the show on Twitter and Blue Sky at Cup of Joe Pod. You can email the show at cupofjoewrestlingshow@gmail.com. If you would like to support the show, you can at paypal.me/cupofjoepod. I am also on Cash App and Venmo at The Joey Harris, and of course, patreon.com/babykangaroomedia for bonus episodes of the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show, the Joey Harris Super Show, the Green Room, Book Club Baristas, and so much more. Just $5 a month for hours of extra content. And today I am here with my Patreon co-host, Tyler, to discuss SummerSlam 2025. Tyler, how are you today?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
You know what? It's another day, another dollar. And if we worked for WWE or TKO, they're just rolling in the money lately. But I'm not, so I had to go to work.
Isn't that the truth? I wish we were rolling in that WWE money.
But I tell you, as we're recording this, yesterday it came out that starting in 2026, the premium live events, as they're known now, what used to be called pay-per-views, are going to be exclusive to ESPN and their new ESPN app that's about to come out. And I'm like, what does this mean? Because sometimes with UFC, which has already done this, you have to pay for whatever app they're on, as well as then pay for the event above and beyond that. And I told my wife, I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't mind, like, I'd make it work. But then we see today that they're not going to have any of the other shows on the network. They're not going to have any of the library. They're just going to have those shows going forward. So that means then somebody says, what does that mean for the big premium live events that NXT does? Because that's not included in this. What does that mean for the library, the vault? Is everything going to move over to YouTube? Is it just going to go away? Is that part going to stay with Peacock? Because Peacock does have SmackDown rights until 2029 for that. So I don't know. What do you think about it all, Tyler?
Okay. So I wish we would just go back to the WWE Network. Honestly, that's where I'm at.
That's what I've
Everything,
heard from everybody. Yes.
everything was in one place. This doing everything on different apps is just, for one, it's getting tiresome. For two, like the ESPN deal specifically, it's like me and my friends talked about it. It's like we're not gonna pay $30 a month or 40, whatever it is. I'm not, for one, to watch it. And then for two, like you said, is there that potential that, they do like UFC does? Or is there the potential they're like, or if you want to watch it like ad free, like, pay extra, I just tired of that.
Currently, and when the network was around, you got everything that they had uploaded up to that point. I mean, there were a few things that had not, plus the live event that month for $9.99, $10, say. Now I can get Premium Plus Peacock that has most of that stuff. They don't have everything that the old network had, but they have most of it. I think I pay $14 or $15 because I have it ad free. But if you want it with ads, it's still $9.99.
Mm,
And Nick Khan's like, well, they followed us over from the network to Peacock. That's because it was the same price.
exactly.
And if you had a existing network login and active subscription, you got 2 or 3 months of Peacock for free just to check things out. Now they want you to pay 3 times as much for just one show if you're just a WWE fan. Now, if you're an NFL fan, they're going to have the red zone. They're going to have all of these games. They're going to have, inside. I think you'll be able to throw a football at a game or something like that. I mean, they got all of this. But if you're not, you're now asking me to pay 3 times what I had been paying for one thing. And some people will do it. I mean, it's part of, some people, that's their job to cover it. Okay, you get it, but you got to give me something. Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, we're going to get into it because, like, that's the point of this podcast is to talk about SummerSlam. But like, you take night one of SummerSlam, that was more or less a pre-show show.
Yeah.
It was a joke. And now night two, that felt like SummerSlam.
Right.
And like, if you want to charge $30 and you want to have PLEs like that, because I think I read a thing that they're trying to going forward, they want to make all major PLEs 2 nights.
Yes.
And if that's the quality that you're going to put out for a PLE, and then on top of charge $30 just to watch it on the network that it's on, the ESPN network, potentially more, like we don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that's kind of a joke. I think it's in bad faith, if you want my honest opinion.
No, I get it, but WWE doesn't care. They got their money. They're going to get their $320 million a year for 5 years. ESPN, they're like, hey, they'll take a gamble on it because if a third of the people came, they'll get the same amount of money that they're getting from Peacock. So I get it. If you said, Joey, hey, we're going back to just the network, but it's going to be $30 a month, but you're going to get everything from NXT. You're going to get all the SmackDowns. You're going to get all the Raws. You're going to get all the PLEs and the vaults. I'm like, okay, I get that. Or if the network has started and we're like, we'll give you everything, but you'll have to pay more for like the Big Five, say. I'm like, okay, I get that. I may not like it, but I understand it. But in 2014, they're like, nope, you don't remember they had the thing, one price. Don't pay for pay-per-view, just WWE Network, one price, you get everything.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. It's like this ESPN deal is good for WWE, not good for the consumer.
Right.
As where prior, the network was better for the consumer and not as good for WWE, but
Right.
they obviously made it work.
And people, I've heard insiders in quotations, say, well, the old stuff, not that many people watch it. Okay, I understand, and I can understand and appreciate that. I watch it, so at least one person's watching it, and they do get, I think, decent numbers. But this is what I say: you're not going to throw it away. You're not going to throw all that old stuff that you digitized and all that away. It is a liability. So if you're throwing it up on somewhere, let's say it pays for 1/10 of what it costs to do all that. Okay, you're at least offsetting some of your costs by throwing it up somewhere for it to be accessible. Because if you're just burying it and not making it accessible to anyone, then it's a liability that's not making you anything.
Mm.
I'd say throw it all up. They've got their vault channel now. Throw it all up on there. That's what I would say. Then I mean, I still enjoy Peacock, but I would definitely go down to the ad-supported network, or if I keep it.
Right, yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be, hey, Tyler, what are we going to watch? Well, I'll probably watch, hey guys, we'll probably get together. Let's pay for it. We'll watch WrestleMania and then we'll cancel it right after. Because I don't care what happens at Backlash, or I don't care what happens at Judgment Day or Breakdown or the Rumble on the River or whatever those smaller shows are. And I was listening to a podcast yesterday. This was was recorded before SummerSlam. They say, how's it going? Is it sold out? And they're like, oh no, it is not sold out yet. In fact, they would be kicking themselves. They don't want shows to sell out anymore. If it sells out right away, they're like, oh my God, we priced our tickets too low. They want it to be a lot of people there, not necessarily a sellout, but because of higher prices, oh, this is the most, this SummerSlam made the most money in history. That's what they want to say. And that's the TKO model. It's like, hey, we're getting all of this money to go to New Orleans for WrestleMania, and Las Vegas has said, hey, you all did very good for us and we are struggling. We'll pay you even more money to come back here next year. And then boom, look what happens. They go back to Las Vegas next year. Now you're going to have to at least pony up $30 for it. But I was looking today, and thankfully I have access to that. They're like, hey, if you've got this system, or if you do this, you get it included with that. I'm like, oh, good. I can have access to it then. But I don't know.
We'll see.
All
We'll
right.
just have to see how it turns out,
Right. And I mean, it's the wrestling business. It's not the wrestling friends. So, all right. So the 2025 SummerSlam, also promoted as SummerSlam New Jersey, was a pay-per-view and live streaming event produced by WWE. It was the 38th annual SummerSlam and took place as a two-night event on Saturday and Sunday, August 2nd and 3rd, 2025 at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Rapper Cardi B served as the hostess for the event. This marked the first SummerSlam to take place across two nights, with it previously only reserved for WrestleMania since 2020. The first SummerSlam to broadcast on Netflix in most international markets. Third WWE event to be held at MetLife Stadium after WrestleManias 29 and 35 in 2013 and 2019, respectively. The fourth SummerSlam to take place in East Rutherford after 1989, 97, and 2007. The event also featured John Cena's last appearance at a SummerSlam as an in-ring performer due to his retirement from professional wrestling at the end of 2025.
And
Yes.
AJ Styles.
And AJ Styles. Night one, SummerSlam Saturday began with singer and rapper Breland singing God Bless America. Hostess Cardi B then welcomed and hyped up the fans for the event. I don't know what was happening night one with Cardi B. But I'm like, is she nervous? Wait, Joey, she's sung before crowds. She's had concerts before. She knows how to do that. I think she is not used to that. And they said she was reading off of a teleprompter, or maybe she was under the influence of something. I don't know, but there was something not quite there with her. Opening match of night one saw Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, accompanied by Paul Heyman. I was surprised that they went on this early. But
sometimes you just need that hot match to pump the crowd up, though. So
that's true. That's true. Breaker and Reed dominated the first part of the match. The tides turned when Uso tagged in Reigns, who worked over Breaker. Later, Uso tagged in and performed a super kick on Reed, who then performed a Death Valley driver on Uso for a near fall. Reigns performed a spear on Breaker through the timekeeper's area. As Reed attempted the tsunami, Reigns performed a Superman punch on Reed. I'm like, they had to time that just right. Reigns and Uso performed the 1D on Reed, but Breaker broke up the pin. Now, that was also one you're like, hey, dude, you got to make sure you get this right. In the end, as Breaker attempted the spear on Uso, Reigns shoved Uso out of the way and took the spear instead. Uso then took out Breaker with a super kick and then performed a spear and an Uso splash on Reed and pinned him to win the match. What were your thoughts?
I'm gonna be really critical and say it is, in my opinion, the only match of night one that was worth not being called a pre-show match.
Okay. Okay. I thought you were going to say it was the only good match of night one. I'm like, really? Okay. No,
I
I
mean,
get that.
for the
I get
most
that.
part, that is what I'm saying. I mean, well, that's not entirely because the tag team match was night one, right? Or was that night two?
Which tag match?
The ladders
That was night
TLC.
two. That was night two.
See, I'm getting my nights confused.
All right. In the second match, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defended the WWE Women's Tag Team
Yeah.
Championship against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. During the match, as Flair applied the figure eight leg lock on Rodriguez, Bliss attempted to hit Rodriguez, who moved, causing Bliss to accidentally hit Flair. Rodriguez performed a Tejana bomb on Flair, followed by Pop Rocks by Perez, but Bliss broke up the pin with a running blockbuster. In the end, Flair performed a big boot on Rodriguez, and Bliss pinned Perez following a Sister Abigail DDT to win the title. This surprised me. I did not think that they were going to switch the women's tag titles.
I'm not surprised, only for the fact that it's not Liv.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got a lot that you can do when Liv comes back, and you've got the eventual Alexa Charlotte, one of them turning on the other match
Right.
that causes them to lose the title. So after that, Sami Zayn took on Karrion Kross, accompanied by Scarlett. During the match, Zayn performed a Blue Thunder Bomb on Kross. Scarlett placed the pipe at Zayn's feet, and as Zayn grabbed and was ready to strike Kross with it, he refused, and Kross rolled up Zayn for a near fall. Zayn then performed an exploder suplex and a haluva kick on Kross and pinned him to win the match. As the crowd chanted, "We want Kross," and they chanted it again after in the post show when Triple H was out there on the set. So
You want Brock? You got him.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm I'm gonna sound really overcritical, I guess, of night one, but this Sammy Cross match just seemed really boring and slow paced. As did, the tag match prior.
I thought that they were going to kick it into overdrive, and I thought that they were going to do something with Cross. And now they said that his contract may be up, him and Scarlett may be leaving. I mean, the fans want him. The crowd wants him. They're starting to do stuff with him, and I felt like he was starting or trying to start to get himself over like LA Knight, but we see how that turned out. LA Knight's not even on either night, so sometimes it's not great when you get yourselves over, folks. And again, this next match too, I had bigger expectations for than we got it. In the fourth match, Tiffany Stratton defended the WWE Women's Championship against Jade Cargill. During the match, Cargill performed Jaded on Stratton, who placed her foot on the middle rope to break the pin. In the end, as Cargill attempted Jaded from the middle rope, Stratton sent Cargill to the mat and pinned her after performing the prettiest moonsault ever to retain the title.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought that Jade was gonna take the belt, because they've kind of been obviously pushing her. But yeah, I mean, it was just and I'm gonna sound like a broken record this entire show, but it was just another match that I just couldn't get into. It wasn't for me.
Yeah. I think honestly that for some way they're going to switch and have Rhea then start going after Tiffany's belt, and Jay's going to go after Naomi's belt. I think that's what they're going to do.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's the natural progression.
In the penultimate match, Jelly Roll and Randy Orton took on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. During the match, Paul performed a frog splash on Roll through the announce table. Paul and McIntyre got the upper hand on Orton, who fought back and tagged in Roll. In the end, Orton performed an RKO on McIntyre before being sent into the ring post by Paul, who pinned Roll following a frog splash to win the match. And we've heard that Jelly Roll requested to lose this match. He's like, celebrities should not always win these matches. You need
Yeah,
somebody to
he
lose.
said that right on Cody's YouTube
Yeah,
channel there. I listened to that the other day. Um, I won't be as much of a broken record on this, because yeah, it was slow paced until like some big moments started, like when Paul hit the off the top rope there after he, hit the prime bottles together, and he, jumped off and put Jelly Roll through the table. That was pretty hype.
yeah,
And then just for the simple fact of them losing the match, I take a mad respect to Jelly Roll understanding the business from a fan perspective,
right,
because celebrities never lose, and
right.
it's like well, realistically they should, and I'm glad he also views it that way, like just because they're a celebrity doesn't mean they get the guaranteed win. So I did appreciate that.
Do you know who agrees with you? Mike Tyson. He was mad that Mayweather beat Big Show at that WrestleMania. He's like, listen, it doesn't hurt you to lose. And he's got to be there tomorrow. You're going to get your big paycheck and you're not going to be there tomorrow. You should lose this match.
Mm.
Even if it's by count out or, and all that, if you don't want to go down. But yeah, I was surprised. And my wife was watching a little bit of it with me when she was doing things. And she was surprised. And she's like, Jelly Roll's got some moves and stuff because he's been working hard. He's been at the performance center and all of
Lost a lot
that.
of weight, yeah.
Yeah. She's like, oh, he has lost a lot of weight. Yeah. In the main event of night one, Gunther defended the World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk. After Punk delivered some of Gunther's offense against him, Gunther countered a high knee attempt into a powerbomb for a near fall. Punk attempted a top rope elbow drop, but Gunther chopped him and performed a top rope splash for a near fall. I'm like, Gunther, it never looks good, but he's going to do it in every big match. So. Punk attempted a GTS, but Gunther countered and performed a powerbomb, a drop kick, and another powerbomb on Punk for a near fall. As Gunther played to the crowd, Punk tripped him off the announce table, causing Gunther to bleed. Punk attempted a GTS, but Gunther countered into a sleeper hold. Punk escaped the submission and performed the GTS twice on Gunther to win the title. All right. Now, I was on Threads, sending out threads, I guess is what they call them. The Threads version of tweets.
Yes.
That they established that at least the briefcase was in the MetLife Stadium early because Heyman brought it out during the tag match and he was hugging it and all that. So Punk wins. Gunther kind of like rolls out. He's not really there anymore. Punk is celebrating. Seth Rollins, sporting crutches and a brace on his right knee, arrived with Paul Heyman and sent a warning shot to Punk. And the announcers are like, he's reminding Punk that he's still there and he's got the case and he's going to come after him at a future time. Rollins turns around to exit the stage and paused momentarily. He then took off his crutches and brace, grabbed his briefcase from Heyman, and ran to the ring. Punk attempted a GTS, but Rollins countered and attacked Punk with the briefcase. Rollins then cashed in his Money in the Bank contract and pinned Punk with a stomp to win the title. Rollins then celebrated with Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. Post-match, the commentators described Rollins' cash-in as the ruse of the century. Punk's reign lasted 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
All right,
What did you think?
oh boy. I'm gonna be oh man. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the Gunther Punk match. It started off really sloppy because Punk kept botching. And yes, it was botching. He kept messing up. So that was like kind of irritating me. Now I love Gunther. I've made that no secret. You know that.
Yes.
He beats Punk's ass all match. All match. Just beats him around, like a wet noodle. And then Punk gets a little bit of offense, hits two GTSs and wins the title. Even like disregard the cash in. I understand that Gunther, the reports are that he was something wrong with his nose. He's taken some time off. That's fine. He could have retained that title and then Seth could have cashed in on him and taken it. I don't think that Punk needed to win that title. I feel like that was just to boost CM Punk's ego because I'll make it no secret to the fans. I do not like CM Punk. I don't. I
Hmm.
don't like how whiny he is. I don't like how egotistical he is. And I don't like it almost to me, he seems like he's a very bipolar person. And he just rubs me the wrong way. And I don't like him. And I don't like the fact that Gunther just whooped his ass all match. And then he gets the little bit of offense at near the end of the match and takes the title off Gunther. Because it's like you build this is the way like I realistically look at it. You build Gunther as like this massive badass.
Hmm.
Yeah, he lost to Jay at WrestleMania, whatever, comes back, wins the title, beats Goldberg. Now, like if you and I'm not a fan of Goldberg either, but like if you just look at like on paper, like Punk Goldberg, like which one is like more of a credible victory for Gunther, it's Goldberg. And you have him beat Goldberg, and then you have him lose to Punk, regardless, like I said, regardless of the cash in from Seth. I don't know. It irritates me. Now, with that being said, I was extremely happy with the cash in because I don't want Punk to hold the title.
Okay. I am putting this up here so that I remind myself, but we're not there yet from what I think is going to happen. But if you go into, and we're not going to get far into it, but Monday on Raw, they have a title match between Seth Rollins and LA Knight, following up on LA Knight was the one who he was feuding with and pinned him when they did the Ruse on Saturday night's main event. And then Punk and then Roman come in and they cause the disqualification. So I'm thinking they're eventually setting up for War Games. I think it's going to go on until Survivor Series. So they're off on that, leaving Gunther with nothing to do. But I think you're right. I've heard that as well. He had like nothing major. He's not going to be out months and months and months. He's going in for some like minor things that fix maybe a deviated septum or something. I don't know. But I think they're saving him for something, and we're going to get that when we talk about the end of night 2. But overall, I didn't mind the world title match. I was pretty sure that's where they were going when I saw that briefcase at the end of night 1. I said, although I thought they were going to set it up a little differently, but I think now, and I understand your feelings about Punk. I think now Punk, the way that the last few years have gone, he realizes that this is his last chance, and he's like, "Hey, I'll do whatever you want as long as the checks clear." Because what he really wants to do is become the lead trainer at the performance center. So he'll be on his best behavior. He's like, "I'll go to Saudi Arabia. I don't mind. I'll do this. I'll do that." Yeah. So, but overall, I did not mind. I didn't mind the last match. I liked the first match, and there were a couple of moments sprinkled in here, but I think for both nights, you had the equivalent of one really good event in there, but it was spread over 2 nights instead of just one night. All right, so let's go to night 2. Country music duo to Girl Lily Gold. Tiger Lily, maybe. Tiger Lily Gold. Kicked off SummerSlam Sunday by singing God Bless America. Triple H then arrived, hyping up the crowd for the event. The opening match of night 2 saw Naomi defend the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in a triple threat match. After Naomi allowed Ripley and Sky to fight each other, Naomi took them out with a top rope crossbody. Later, Sky performed a 619 on Naomi, followed by a German suplex by Ripley. As Ripley had Sky on her shoulders, Sky countered into a Poison Rana, which Naomi broke up. Ripley performed Razor's Edge and a powerbomb on Sky, but Naomi pulled Ripley out of the ring. Sky then performed a moonsault on Naomi and Ripley. As Ripley attempted an avalanche riptide, Naomi sent Ripley to the ground and performed a split-leg moonsault on Ripley. Sky then performed a moonsault on Ripley, and Naomi performed a full Nelson bomb on Sky for a near fall. Ripley performed Riptide on Naomi, but Sky broke up the pin in the end. As Ripley performed an avalanche Riptide on Sky, Naomi pinned Ripley with a roll-up to retain the title.
Really good match. I mean, I think the only thing that I was disappointed in is I wish it didn't end with a roll up. I wish there was like a more clear cut, obviously winner.
Yeah.
But other than that, good match.
Yep. The second match saw the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, defend SmackDown's WWE Tag Team Championship against the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. The Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. And Andrade and Rey Fenix in a TLC match. Throughout the match,
they did. That they did.
Throughout the match, there were various table and ladder crashes and involvement from Candice LeRae, B-Fab, Nikki Cross, Eric Rowan, and Uncle Howdy. In the end, as Phoenix was at the top of the ladder, Loomis struck him with a chair, and he and Gacy performed a suplex powerbomb combo on Phoenix. Gacy then climbed the ladder and unhooked the belts to retain.
Insane match.
It felt like they were giving everybody like a little time to shine, though. Yeah.
And it was really good. I know we discussed this on a previous show, but like for me, especially for tag team matches, that stuff that I look for is those like high intensity spots where everybody has like time to shine. Like, and especially with it being a TLC match or a ladders match, whatever it was officially was.
It was a
It was
TLC. Yeah.
yeah. I just thought it was awesome.
Yeah. After that, Becky Lynch defended the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria in a no disqualification, no count out match. I'm laughing because of what it says. During the match, Lynch tied Valkyria's hands together with a zip tie. Or I should say, attempted to tie.
Yeah.
Because she gets out at one point, not realizing that the camera's on her, and the announcers, Valkyria went under the ring to free her hands from the zip tie as Lynch attempted a manhandle slam on Valkyria from the steps. Valkyria countered into Nightwing. Inside the ring, Lynch performed a manhandle slam on Valkyria through 2 chairs for a near fall. As Lynch attempted to strike Valkyria with a crowbar, Bayley pulled it away. As Bayley and Lynch fought each other, Valkyria performed a diving leg drop on Lynch through a table. In the end, Bayley went to strike Lynch with the chain, but struck Valkyria instead. Lynch then pinned Valkyria with the manhandle slam to retain the title, barring Valkyria from challenging for the title while Lynch was the champion.
Okay, listen. The match itself, with the exception of a few things, was fine. Like, I'm not really a fan of Becky. Like she's had her moment to shine. Um, I don't mind Lyra, but like it just seems like she hasn't really found herself yet, like in
Right.
a way to connect with fans. But other than that, I think she's fine. Like she's good in the ring. But I think what really was like, was the end of the match where it's like Bailey kind of was like standing there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
instead of like just getting in and like breaking it up and then like or whatever, she like stood there and she had every opportunity to break it up. Like I was just like, oh, come on.
Right. Yeah. And so I think they're headed towards Becky versus Bailey, but I think Lyra cost Bailey or maybe she helps Bailey because now she can challenge Bailey because
Right,
Becky's no longer the champion.
right, yeah.
And but Tyler, I know we had talked since I sent you that message, like, hey, can we record sometime this week? That match wore you out because you made it through one more match the first night. Right, you're like, I fell asleep. So I think that match wore you out.
Listen. That's also partly the fact that I get up anywhere between 4 and 5 in the morning
Right.
for work to get ready for work. Um, but also it's just my fault because like instead of watching it downstairs in the living room, like so I could sit on the couch and not fall asleep, I watched it up in my room in bed. So like it was my own fault.
I think it was just you were so involved in this match. You're like, hey, I can ride this out, and you made it through one more match. But in the fourth match, Solo Sikoa defended SmackDown's United States Championship against Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match. Fatu performed a double jump top rope moonsault on Sikoa twice for a near fall. Tangaloa, JC Mateo, and Talatonga then arrived to surround the cage. Jimmy Uso then performed super kicks on Loa and Mateo before Tala sent him over the announce table. Sikoa performed a Samoan spike on Fatu for a near fall. In the end, Tala handcuffed Fatu to the cage, but Fatu broke out. As Fatu prevented Sikoa from escaping, Tala kicked the door into Fatu's head, allowing Sikoa to escape the cage and retain the title. Good match.
Yeah, it was a good match. I'm but I think my only thing that I'm kind of getting tired of is like it's okay if you want to like obviously like Roman's one of the guys, Jay is, one of the guys. Jacob Fatu now becoming one of like when I say the guys, I mean Samoan guys.
Right.
But it's like I feel like at this point it's like getting overdone, like having yeah, see, I can't even tell you their names. The Tala
Yeah, Tala Tonga and
and
yeah, Jimmy and Tongaloa.
yeah,
I had to
yeah,
go back and look. Somebody said that we talked about it. They're trying to make all the big shows 2 nights. And they're like, hey, when the Rumble becomes 2 nights, you can have the men's Rumble, the women's Rumble, and the Samoan Rumble.
yeah. Honestly, like it's just and it's like nothing against them, like obviously, but it's like, do we really need to like keep bringing in more Samoans to keep creating Samoan factions?
Right. That they've certainly got a lot of them. And if
Yeah.
you remember last year when they had the family tree with all of the different people, you could take a screenshot and you could study that thing and it would take you a while. You're like, all right, so whose son is this and whose nephew is this? And they've got more coming in from what I've heard.
Yep. I've heard the same thing.
All right. Now I will say of the 2 nights, these next 2 matches were my favorite matches. Okay,
We got
folks.
birthday balloons.
Folks, I record this on StreamYard, and I said of the next, what I just said, so Tyler and I can see each other, even though this is just an audio. And I put my favorite 2 matches and all that, and birthday balloons came up. Now, sometimes, Tyler, when I'm recording with TJ, somebody will give us the thumbs up and somebody will give us the thumbs down. And I'm like, did you do that? And he says, no, I'm not even touching the screen.
Crazy. Birthday balloons. Maybe it's our ghost followers.
It could be, or I was talking about like the next 2 are my favorite ones, and we're just going to celebrate all of that. So
yeah, let's celebrate. They're great.
But this next match was my favorite match because Dominic Mysterio defended Raw's Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles. And reminiscent of WrestleMania 20, Kurt Angle's Eddie Guerrero match. Styles attempted a frog splash, but Mysterio got his knees up. Styles applied a calf crusher on Mysterio, who grabbed the ropes to break the submission. As Mysterio tossed a chair to Styles before falling, the referee was about to end the match, but Styles and Mysterio got up. In the end, as Styles applied a calf crusher, Mysterio escaped when his boot came loose. Mysterio then hit Styles with the boot and pinned him with the frog splash to retain the title.
Yeah, it was a good match. I think my favorite part is when the ref was turned around and Dominic smacked the ring like to make it sound like he got hit, and then threw the chair to AJ, and AJ's like, "Oh no, 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 no," and then put it over his head.
Yes, yeah. Did you see Rey Mysterio's tweet this week?
Mm-mm.
And it's like celebrating the 20th anniversary of the ladder match before custody of Dominic from SummerSlam 2005. He goes, I should have let Eddie win that match.
For real, though.
Before the main event, Stephanie McMahon arrived to announce Night 2's attendance was 60,561 fans. In the main event, John Cena defended the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes in a street fight. Cena and Rhodes embraced before fighting. Cena grabbed a crutch from Indiana Pacers point guard Tyrese Halliburton and struck Rhodes with it. Cena attempted an AA, but Rhodes countered and slammed Cena on the steps. Cena and Rhodes then attacked each other with chairs. Cena attempted another AA, but Rhodes countered and performed a Cody cutter on Cena for a near fall. Cena performed an attitude adjustment on Rhodes, who fired back with a moonsault and a disaster kick, all resulting in near falls. Rhodes performed another Cody cutter. Cena performed an electric chair drop, and Rhodes performed a pile driver, which resulted in near falls. Cena then performed an attitude adjustment on Rhodes. Cena applied the STFU on Rhodes, who crawled out of the ring to escape. Cena struck Rhodes in the head with a microphone and performed Code Red on the floor. Cena performed an attitude adjustment on Rhodes through an announce table for a near fall. Rhodes performed Crossroads on Cena for a near fall. Cena performed a diving leg drop and an attitude adjustment on Rhodes for a near fall. Cena grabbed a table from under the ring, but Rhodes performed a DDT on Cena. Now, these are the Slim Jim tables, branded tables. You got to have a Slim Jim table, Tyler.
Well, yeah.
Cena and Rhodes then fought through the crowd and under the stage. Cena emerged from the stage carrying Rhodes on his shoulders to the ring. Rhodes sent Cena through the table and performed Crossroads for a near fall. Rhodes struck Cena in the head with a steel chair and an exposed turnbuckle pad. Cena applied the STF on Rhodes, this time wrapping the rope around Rhodes' neck, but Rhodes wrapped the rope around Cena's head. Cena escaped and attempted an attitude adjustment, but Rhodes countered and performed Crossroads 3 times for a near fall. Rhodes attempted to strike Cena with the title belt, but Cena ducked and performed the attitude adjustment twice before tossing the title aside and performing an avalanche attitude adjustment on Rhodes for a near fall. In the end, as Cena attempted an avalanche attitude adjustment on Rhodes through a table, Rhodes countered and performed a Cody cutter through a table. As Cena struggled to stand, Rose saluted Cena and then pinned him following Crossroads to win the title. After the match, Cena picked up the title and handed it to Rose, and the two embraced, solidifying Cena's face turn. Rhodes left the ring to Cena to let Cena thank the fans. Brock Lesnar then returned for the first time since SummerSlam in 2023. With a crowd stunning reaction, Cena attempted a clothesline on Lesnar, who ducked and countered with an F5. And people were shocked, to say the least, when Brock Lesnar comes out there.
Oh, yes.
So what'd you think of the match and then the aftermath?
Match, really great. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was 10 times better than the WrestleMania match. So it was a good match. Now, Brock Lesnar coming back, there's always a little part of you that's like, yo, Brock Lesnar's back. Like, who does not get hyped when they hear that music? I know I do. Now, I understand that there's, legal allegations against him and whatnot. But from what I understand, WWE legal cleared him 4 weeks ago. So I don't know. As long look, as long as Brock is back and he's not involved in the title picture, fine. As far as anything else, I'll wait to make a judgment until there is a verdict from the courts. Because in America, regardless if anyone likes it or not, it is innocent until proven guilty.
The only thing I think that could draw a hitch in it is if you have enough people upset and they contact the sponsors. Because if the sponsors pull out, they're like, Brock who? Oh, we'll pay him some money and he'll go away. But what I think will happen is that you're going to get a trilogy of matches between Cena and Lesnar. Lesnar's going to win the first one by whatever. Cena's going to win the second one. And then I think, this is what I think. I think Cena is going to get destroyed on the third one. I mean, SummerSlam 2014, where he just keeps getting F5'd and suplex. He's going to get pinned. And then the reason that I kept this up there, Lesnar's going to say something like, I am unstoppable, and Gunther's music is going to hit and come out, and they're going to get a Gunther Lesnar face off. And I think the place, wherever it happens, the place is going to explode, and Gunther is going to be the biggest face coming in against Brock, because Brock honestly does not care.
Right.
As long as the check clears and he gets his money, he'll do whatever you want to. He's like, bring Gilbert back. I'll put him over. That's what I think is going to happen, but it's going to be interesting. Triple H said John Cena requested this. John Cena says that was not me. That was TKO and WWE that requested this. Now, John Cena also does not care because he's in his final year and he's like, whatever will help the group.
Right. What are your thoughts about the whole Brock Lesnar allegations thing? Because like I know a lot of the stuff I've seen has been just like talking about that.
Right. I heard the same things that you heard, that he was cleared just a few weeks ago and that they were just waiting for this opportunity to bring him back. At first, not that it wasn't funny. The allegations, none of that is funny, but it was like, at first he was not named in all the stuff against Vince McMahon, but it was like, hey, if I had something against you and I include you in it without naming you, but I named everything that you had done in the past, it was like, McMahon offered her up to a former UFC star that was currently a wrestler. I'm like, it could only be Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Before they amended the assault, amended the case and actually named him. I'm like you. I'm going to wait for what we see. And folks, honestly, if the sponsors don't like it, honestly, he will be gone. That's what got rid of Vince at the end.
Right.
The Slim Jim pulled out, and they're like, "Hey, Vince, you're a big guy and all that, and you got a lot of shares, and mad respect, but they're going to pay us a lot more money than you're worth to us right now. It's time for you to leave." And that's what happened. So it'll
Yeah,
be
I mean,
interesting to see.
yeah. I just that's just the thing, right? I don't want to jump and say, like get rid of them when we don't know everything, you know?
Right. And somebody speculated that, hey, maybe this means that they're close to a settlement. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. And I'm not an expert on any of this, but
I am not a lawyer, nor am I going to pretend to be one.
and nor do I play one on TV.
That's right.
I'm not even like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm just a small town bird lawyer.
Have you? Geez, now our fans are gonna hate me. Have you ever watched that '70s show?
Yes, yeah. Well, episodes here and there. I've never seen the whole thing all the way
Well,
through.
there's an episode where Jackie wants to have like a little small house party of all the her friends, uh, with the exception of Hyde and Fez, like just a little get together. And then it ends up turning into a party anyways, and Eric gets drunk and he's like, uh, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. So, yeah.
That was a famous commercial in the late 70s. It was a guy who played a doctor on a soap opera selling aspirin or something like that. It was what he's like, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. Yeah. That's where that comes from. So overall, Tyler, final thoughts. I'll give mine first. Okay shows. I mean, like it was nothing, like I could stomach all of it. Nothing made me sick to watch. But again, I would have also been fine if you cut the matches in half and it only took place over one night. I'm like, that would have been a pretty good show. So
If you okay, so I'll give like a out of 5 for each night. I'd say night 1, 2 star. Uh, night 2, I would say probably like a 4 star.
yeah,
Like
I'd
night
give
2 was a good card, like there wasn't. I mean, yeah, you had your moments, but it wasn't a terrible.
right. I I'd give night one. I'm a little bit more generous than you. I'd give night one 2.5. And if you're like, we don't give half stars, like I'd give it a 3. Like I've seen
No, you
better.
can do half star. Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I'd give it 2.5. But if somebody's like, you can't do a half star, I'm like, all right, I'll give it a 3. But no, honestly, 2.5. Like some good stuff, but not all great. I will say the only match that I was like pleasantly surprised was the Randy Orton Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre match. That surprised me. But
Night 2.
night 2 again, I give that 4 stars. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like we're kind of the same on night 2 then. Like,
You were higher on the tag team match than I was, the 6-way and all that, just because I feel like it's too many people for that. They're like, hey, we've got to get everybody on this match. We're going to have a TLC match. Everybody get your stuff in. Let's go. So, all right. But folks, if you want more of me and Tyler, patreon.com/baby kangaroo media. We talked about it, just $5 a month. We're going on over 40 pieces of content up there, Tyler. A lot of them, about a third of them are for free. So if you just join, you can join for free. You get a lot of stuff for free. But if you want everything, just $5 a month. That is the equivalent of 6 months for the Patreon versus 1 month for ESPN, just to get all that. So you get more with the Patreon. is what I'm saying.
It's true. And too, most of our recordings, I feel like always go over an hour or
Oh,
are
sure,
right
sure.
around an hour. So it's like you're getting an hour of content of whatever we're talking about. Because, like you said, there's, this show with me and you talking about wrestling. You got the book club where you and
Yeah.
Nan discuss like books, and then you and TJ's where you talk about like old movies. Do you guys do TV shows on that too? Or
Well,
is it just movies?
that's actually for free. You can get that on youtube.com. What we're watching, we watch TV shows and we watch movies. The first thing we did, and then we started like jumping around because we're like, we can't just handle it. First thing we did was The Sopranos. So we went through
Mm,
all of The Sopranos, and then we did the Many Saints of Newark, the prequel film. But since then, we've been working our way through the MCU, the movies and the TV
yes, yeah,
shows.
yep.
We've done the first season of Community. We've done some lists episodes. We did last summer. We did all of the Die Hard movies. This summer, we're just finishing up. Actually, we've recorded them all. I've got to upload Lethal Weapon. We did all the Lethal Weapons. So there's that.
And
But
then the Super Show,
we the
which
Joey Harris Super Show, which anything can happen on
anything
that,
can
folks.
happen. That's probably one of my favorite ones to record,
Yeah,
just for the simple fact that we can discuss literally anything.
that's
And
true.
TJ is such a wild card. Like you never know what you're gonna get with him.
Yeah. So this is TJ, folks. He's like, I want to be on the Club Joe wrestling um endeavor, because he never gets the names right of anything. He calls it the bathtub baristas and all of that. But all of that, patreon.com/baby kangaroo media, just $5 a month. It's like
You
eight
can't even you can't
eight
even
cents per episode at this point.
you
Yeah.
can't even get a Subway sandwich for
You
that anymore.
cannot.
And you want to know why? I can tell you, because I just went to Subway a couple days ago and I got a sub and I got a little bag of chips and it cost me 17 buckaroos.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, think about that. We could you could get 3 Patreons over.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Three. You can get 3.5 Patreons for what Tyler spent on one meal at Subway.
It's crazy.
All right. But Tyler, before we let you go, I threw it up. Go ahead and plug any and everything you have, my friend.
You can follow me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and Instagram, just at the Tyler MCK.
You can follow me on Facebook, Threads, and Instagram at @DJoeyHarris. If you like the show, please leave a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or your preferred podcast app. I would really appreciate it. We can also be found on Spotify and YouTube. Just search for the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Tyler, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you all for joining me. This is Joey saying so long from the heart of Virginia.
Bye.
The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show is a production of Baby Kangaroo Media.